Hey everyone, welcome back to a new Wizard101 video. Today I wanted to take some time to just kind of go over all of the gear looks of my main wizards. So those are going to be like my top three. That two of them are max level, and then the fire wizard is getting there. I mean, we're getting close. We're almost done with Polaris, so we'll be finishing that up soon. But I just wanted to go ahead and kind of go through every piece of gear in case someone was wondering where that's from. Because I've seen people on my life wizard, I mean not this gear set, but my original set, people have asked where that's from. Some people don't know. So I just want to throw it all into one video. If you ever wanted to know where any of the pieces of gear that I stitch come from, hopefully this can answer the questions for you. But here we go, let's get off the mountain here. So this is my main energy set. I'm just using it right now because I've been trying to regrow my gardens after the double garden rewards. So that's taking a lot of energy, but I'm going to have to spend some energy in order to switch to my other pieces of gear. But I like this one. It's actually a stitched piece of like gear, like a stitched gear set, because I used to just use it with the original like Splendid gear and the Green Wardens gear, but once the new gear set came out from the winter packs, I just stitched to this because I like the look. I mean, I like being a tree with the with the energy gear. It kind of makes sense to me, and the Splendid gear just looks nice anyway, so I just kind of went with that. But I don't know, I'm not saying it's the best looking thing ever, but it reminds me of energy gear. Like, I think this is what energy gear should look like, so that's kind of why I did it. This is what I use. It's the Green Warden's mask, I'm pretty sure it's called, and then just the Splendid gear, which you can buy in the crown shop. The wand is the what is it called? The craftable wand from the Arcanum. So this is one of the new wands that came out with crafting in Mirage, and I think this looks really nice. Like, this is one of the nicest looking wands for life. So I'm using that in my energy set, so it looks good. But there you go. That's just the energy set. Not that you really care too much about that one, but I just wanted to show it because I was wearing it. But here's the main set. This is my tank set that I use in the walkthroughs and the original like look of my life wizard that I've had probably since the beginning of this channel. My original channel, I think I had a different look, but I quickly, moved into creating this set. But all it is the Guardians gear mixed with the Halloween hat. That's all it is. Remember when Blue's look used to be exactly this? Blue used to have a look where it was just the Guardian set, like all of it. I'm pretty sure you just use every piece of this. But you can buy it with gold. So go farm some gold if you want this. 87,000. Don't buy it with crowns because gold is not too hard to come by. But yeah, Blue used to use this on his death. If anyone remembers those days, yeah, there you go. But this video was kind of inspired by Blue because he has done videos like this where he goes through all of his stitch looks and says where he gets them. But Blue has more stitches than I do. I just have a few. Like, I have one main set on each of my wizards. But this is a life one. Guardian set for the robe and the boots, and then the hat is you can buy it from Spooky Bob during Halloween. So that's all of that. The wand is interesting because this is a wand that's been in the game for a long time. But I still think it's one of the best looking life wands out there. Just because I like the one-handed wands, and this one looks like a blade, but it's like shimmering, it's green, so it fits the look. And it's from the Drake Hatchery. So I think it's from, I'm not sure the exact boss in there, but I think it's one of the later bosses. I'm not sure how many bosses are even in the Drake Hatchery, but it's in the Drake Hatchery in that, like, one of the towers. So it's called the Viridian, like the Redwood Viridian wand, something like that. So I haven't like farmed for this in a long time. I only have one of them, so I stitch it to my my tank set with the healing and the block wand. But it is one of the cooler ones, so go look up Redwood Viridian if you want to find that one. Pretty sure it's in the Drake Hatchery somewhere. Everything else is just stitched to my jade set. So I think I'm using all jade. Yeah, I'm using all jade right now. But I have a few other sets that are just the same thing, like the same look. But I've had to buy like multiple Guardian sets and multiple Halloween hats to be able to get it all. But there you go, that's the life set. So nothing too, extremely complex on that one. I'm trying to see if I have any other wands that I use. That's just the regular stitch. And then I don't think, no, none of these are really stitched, so I don't really have too many that I use. It's mostly just this set with my ward pet. But there you go, I'm gonna switch over to my Storm. We'll have a look through all of his gear. Okay, so here's the Storm Wizard. And I'm actually really proud of this stitch just because I'm glad that I incorporated the goat horns into it, because I feel like I kind of did that, around when the goat horns were out. and or at least during Halloween one of the years. And I don't know, I think it really like fits this look. Basically, this was the first wizard that I decided to, I mean, this is only my second max wizard, so this was another wizard that I decided that at first I thought I was going to use the BlazeLifehammer life look. I thought it was going to look like that, and I had that. I had the Halloween hat. It was purple. If you guys remember me questing in, I think, Chrysalis and maybe in Polaris, I'm not sure. Probably not Polaris. I think I switched to this one in Polaris, but it was around Chrysalis when I had that set, and even earlier than that, there's videos on the channel of me with a purple, mask, like the Halloween mask, with the Guardian set. I thought that was going to be my look, but I'm glad I switched it to this because I wouldn't want all my characters to look like that. But here it is. I think it looks really nice. It's the goat horns, get on some of the Halloween packs. And then I've got the robe, which is the Katzenstein's robe. I had this robe on a different character. I think it was my other Storm, the deleted Storm. And I had that. I just got it as a drop. And I'm like, this looks really nice. So I'm just going to trade it over to my Storm and have a look at it. And here it is. This is what it looks like. I think it looks really great. It matches the boots. The boots are, I think from Yonkai is his name. I farmed him multiple times in order to get more of these boots just because I switch my Storm boots quite often. And this guy is in the Tree of Life. He's one of the side bosses there. And he's like a little imp, I think. So he's I think his name is Yonkai. Correct me if I'm wrong though, and you can get the boots from him. He'd also drop some other good stitchable gear in Mushu. So Tree of Life for that. Katzenstein's Lab for this one from Katzenstein. Katzenstein has a chest that you can use to try to get that. But it's one of the cooler robes for Storm. I really like it. There's other ones, but I don't know. I just really like this one, and I had it, so I just used it. And the wand I think is from what, Mount Olympus? Maybe not Mount Olympus. I feel like it's from Akala, one of the places. I'm not sure exactly, but it could be Mount Olympus. But I'm not sure. It's definitely from one of the Akala areas, I think. Probably Zeus. So, yeah, probably Mount Olympus. But that I'm pretty sure you guys will have that one anyway, because this is a pretty common, like, lightning bolt. But I know it's, like, kind of cliche for Storm Wizard to hold a lightning bolt, but it looks good. It just looks really good, so that's why I wanted to use it. And I use it on my main staff there. I have other ones. I also have this one, which is the Amaranthine Staff, which is a code wand, but now you can fish for it, so I used to use that a little bit. Is there anything else I use? Ione's wand, which I don't really need anymore, because this kind of got phased out. I mean, look at this. I used to think this was the highest, I mean, it still is the highest damage, but the stats on the Headmaster's Sky Staff are just better. So this kind of got phased out, but this is stitched to the Road Warriors, one of the skulls from that pack. So I might restitch this to something else at a later date. But here's my other one. This is my ultimate crit wand, which you don't even need anymore, but still stitched to one of the Zeus staffs. So that's basically my Storm. I mean, I don't really use too much other things, and the robe has stayed the same. I'm glad I haven't had to farm for more robes, because the Malister robe is just really good. Nothing's been better than that. Even the Balestrom robe, I mean, the robe isn't better at all, but there you go. That's what I've been using for a long time, so pretty proud of my my Storm stitch, and I really like it. So that's where the pieces of gear are from. And of course we got Sparky there, which is my Polar Fox that we've had forever. Just like a crit and damage pet. I could change that. I mean, I could get more damage on that, or maybe up the stats, but I like the crit. Who knows? But there you go. That's the Storm's look. That's where you get all the pieces of gear. I like how both my Life and my Storm have one piece of gear that is from Halloween. I just think that's really unique, and I'm glad that I used the Halloween mask on my Life. I mean, some people say, would I ever change it? And I'm going to go with no, because I like the look of my Life, but I'm gonna keep different looks on my other characters, as you'll see on my Fire, which we completely changed the look of him over time as we have gotten all the way to Polaris with the walkthrough. So we're gonna switch over to my Fire, take a look at his gear. I'm not gonna spend too much time on my Fire because I already did a video talking about the Fire Stitch when I revealed it, so we're just gonna quickly go through it. But here's the Fire Stitch. It's I don't know, this one I wanted to go with a more like basic kind of set that I see other people have. That's just because I haven't really had a wizard that has used like the basic, hat and a robe and everything. I mean, my Life Wizard is kind of like armor, like that Guardian set armor. My Storm has more of like nice looking, gear, like the splendid gear. But this one, it's similar to my Storm with kind of the robe and the boots. But I wanted to go with the hat just because I haven't had a wizard with like one of the feather hats and I wanted this one to be it. So I think it looks really good. Like this robe, I love this robe. And the robe is from the Boston Big Ben Crusher, I think his name is. It's the one where you gotta spill the milk as you go up the tower, and he'll be summoned at some point during that. So Crusher drops robes like this, and also robes for other schools too that look nice, that have like the symbols, like the school symbols. And he also has a chest, so that's nice. But that's where you get that. There's also a lot of other robes that he drops, and probably other gear too. The boots are just from the crown shop. I remember I was like looking around for like the splendid type of boots, and in the crown shop they just have one that has these boots. I forgot what it's called. Is it flame? No, it's not flame forged, but it's one of the kind of the fire themed ones. And I just was like, you know what, that looks really good, and I'm just gonna go with that. It's not those. These were an option. I don't think it's that one, but here it is, Fire Dancer. So it's either Fire Dancer or Splendid. Yeah, I think it's Fire Dancer. So I just went with the Fire Dancer attire. I just bought this with the crowns. You're gonna have to buy it because I think it's one of the only ways. I mean, you can farm for this. I'm sure there's probably a Mushu boss somewhere that drops the Splendid Fire boots too, but or you can just get it from the crown shop like that, and the hat too. So I used both the hat and that from the crown shop there. So that's where two of the pieces of gear come from. It's just the crown shop, and I hope someday they come out with more crown shop gear. I mean, it doesn't have to be, you know, crowns only. I mean, it probably will be, but I want them to come out with more gear that's like the Fire Dancer gear, that's, you know, fire themed. Maybe not the robe. I mean, the robe is okay. It is kind of fire themed, but I don't think it looks as good as the robe I'm using. It's also the Flameborn one, which is also similar. But I want them to come out with like a whole new set of gear for each school that's kind of, I don't know, kind of like an upgrade of the Splendid gear. I think that would look really nice, and I'm hoping they do that at some point. But also the Skull Road Warriors pack, so I'm using the Skull right now. I'll probably switch that at some point, but just what I'm using. It's not even stitched, because the Death Metal Skull for fire is really good. So I'll be using that. I'm not sure if I have the 120 Death Metal Skull, probably not. But I also have a flute, just in case I want to use that to stitch it to something. The bow, I used the bow for a little bit as well. So I also use that one, what do you call it? Like the moon staff, which is from the Halloween pack. That is all the stitchable gear that I have on my main characters. So hope that helped you guys, you know, kind of think about any kind of stitchable gear that you want. There's not too many choices in this game for good stitchable gear. That's why you see people with, you know, similar stitches all the time. But I think Blue's had a few good ones, especially on his death. He has like that robe, and his new ice one looks nice. His ice one's similar to mine, but kind of more, you know, themed towards ice, which is cool. I mean, our wizards are really similar in that walkthrough. It looks cool. But that is gonna do it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a like if it was helpful for you, if you want any of those type of gear. But it's gonna take some farming, but you know, I think it's worth it for the look that you're gonna keep on your character. But thanks for watching again. I'll see you all next time.